Good morning, everyone. I'm Denise McGraw, and I'm an executive area manager with Arbonne, and I'm so excited to be with you all today. I thought we could just start with just taking a couple deep breaths. Just before I got on the call, there was some craziness in the house, and I just think it'll be nice just to kind of reframe ourselves and just take a couple, 2, 3 deep breaths. And start thinking about when you started your business and what that looked like for yourselves. Take another deep breath in. We want to become aware of how we felt and where we started and just the journey we've been on, no matter how long you've been in Arbonne, if you're just starting or if you've been in it for several years. One more deep breath. And then you can come back to me. Oh, that was good. I needed that. So what we're going to talk about today is just our business path. When we're bringing in new business partners, and just an opportunity for us to look at ourselves and where our business path has taken us and where we might be within our journey with Arbonne. And, I think we just want to start by just what is a clear path that we can bring people into, and really have a conversation with them about what they see at the moment, when you're bringing in a new consultant, and just kind of set the stage and set the expectations around what they want to do. And within that more that we've had, there's 4 different paths that I'll be talking about, but I think it's looking at the path they want to take, that'll help guide what their startup order might be, and it'll also really, it can change and switch throughout their journey. The more confident I think we get as we are building our business, we also can shift up and down within that. And we may increase our activity because we're becoming more confident, we're using the products more, we're sharing it more. But starting out, it's really, it's something I know I was nervous about in the beginning, so I was apprehensive, and I think that's okay. And I think it's okay to share that with your new consultants, and the folks that you're bringing into the business. And sometimes even as you're building your teams, right? You might need to have and realign with them where they are and how their activity and maybe where their expectations are, if they're not getting the results that they want. So I think it's just a continued conversation. I don't think it's just one and done. So I think it's something that you have that open conversation as they're going on their journey through Arbonne. The other thing is, when they're also thinking about where they are and how they want to get started, as they're growing their business, they will probably really see the potential that Arbonne can bring into their lives, as far as Arbonne being that vehicle for maybe that time freedom that they didn't really see in the beginning, because they were just loving the products and they were using the products. But as they see their income increase or their activity increase, or just their clients' potential, usage, they may really start seeing the big picture and what Arbonne can provide. So with anything, you've got to have the right tools, right? So the four activity levels that I'm going to talk about is strolling, hiking, biking, and then dancing with the stars. So I'm going to ask you all to get your sneakers, your tap shoes, whatever you're going to do as we're going on this journey together. But we have to have the right things. Marion, you're in the right place for the hiking and biking, right? Like, I'm a little jealous. It's raining here, But yeah, so we want to have the right tools for that. So just, think about it. So we'll start out with the strolling, right? So strolling is where we are just, we're not really looking to bring in a huge income. We're enjoying the products. If somebody asks me what I use, then, I'm going to share it with them, but I'm not really going out and seeing, sharing the products with people. So you may want to set your order up with this to have urbanize your home. And last week, Tina did a great job about, urbanizing our homes. So they're really starting to replace their, not going to the retailer, but shopping in their own stores, right? Maybe get some sample packs and, they're going to have them in their purse. I tend to think about this person as the undercover Arbonne consultant. They've got this great opportunity. They have this great, products that they can share, but they're just a little bit timid and maybe a little bit scared to start sharing it right away. So I kind of think of them as that undercover. And so then, if somebody's looking to do a little bit more, that's when they're going to get into hiking and their activity level is going to be a little bit higher, and they want to plan some time. Okay. With the strolling, it's just going to happen when it happens. But with hiking, you're going to be more intentional about working your business. They want to have some fun, and they're also want to just start seeing a small income. Maybe it's a couple $100s a month that they want. So they're going to just start putting a little bit skin in the game, I guess I would say, with that. And so they may do 3 or 4 presentations over the course of the month. Maybe it's one-on-ones that they're doing. Maybe they'll do a business, a DA. They'll probably show up at trainings and maybe get on calls at this point. So they've got their toes in the water, right? They're putting a little bit of themselves into it. They're scheduling their time and really trying to make that effort. So with this, they're probably definitely urbanizing their homes. They're going to have some samples, and then they're also probably getting some of our ASVPs or our sets and packs of that they may be sharing with folks as well. So they're kind of jumping in, right? So again, stop with their shopping in retailers, sharing what we're doing, and start using our products. So then you move into the biking. Now, this is really where, with biking, let's think about it. You've got to get on a bike. You've got the 2 wheels. You've got to really put an effort into this, or you're going to fall, right? You're going to fall off unless you have the training wheels. So, we're really going to jump in, and they're going to commit to, their calendar that they're going to put 10 hours into into the week for their Arbonne business. They're committing to that. They want to generate some substantial income. They really want to make an effort so that they're bringing in some income, and that could be maybe if they're looking to bring in $1,000 a month. So their expectation of those dollars, and I really want to reiterate this, is the effort has to meet the outcome, right? So to say that they're thinking about Arbonne, the activity really has to happen in order to have that income come into play. And sometimes it's a hard conversation to have with people, but I think we have to be extremely realistic with the people that we're bringing into our business, that it does take effort to bring in the income, right? And the stronger you can get with having those conversations and setting the expectations, I think you're going to have a better relationship with your teams and as you're growing. So with this, you're definitely doing, 2 one-on-ones. You're doing, you're scheduling these per week now. You're doing 2 one-on-ones. You are scheduling business presentations a week as well. You're getting those samples out. You're following up. You're like writing in your calendar. You know who you're calling. You're getting that, activity very, you're very strict about that. You are absolutely attending all your trainings. You're on the calls. You may even start participating and sharing and doing some training as well, because you're showing up for yourself and for your business. And you also at this time really want to dive into that personal growth. where we're really, you're setting time aside, recommended half hour a day, whether it's 15 minutes in the morning, 50, however you need to break that up, 10 pages a day. However that looks, that personal growth is so, so important. And just making that time for yourself, to focus on your business. So you're really you're really into this at this point. And again, with the orders, you're using all the products, right? You're sharing, you're probably sampling extensively. If you're doing the tester kits, however you're working your business, you're doing that all at once. And then lastly is the dancing with the stars, right? You're putting on your pumps, you're just going, and I'd probably fall in my pumps, but this is the opportunity that you really, and as I said in the beginning, we may start out slow, but the more that we have seen that this opportunity and what it can bring, the time freedom, the financial freedom that it can bring into our lives, really sets the stage for us to be excited to be talking about and sharing with other people. Why would we not want to share this gift with other people? So this is really where we are doing the do. We're probably, in such activity that it's just natural. It's just coming natural to you. You're excited. You may be shooting for, certain goals and levels. So this is where, your activity really meets your income when you're doing the presentations. You're doing 2 one-on-ones, you're doing group presentations. And group presentations, and I know we're in a different world right now, could be on Zooms or Facebook Lives. It's really about leveraging your time as well when you're doing your group presentations. 2 business presentations a week, you're getting those samples out. You're probably working more than 10 hours a week at this point. But it's scheduled in, and it's those follow-up, it's, the samples, the tester kits. You're making 3 asks a day. Your calendar is full. Like when you open up your calendar is full because you are just dancing around, happy that you're sharing Arbonne with everyone. And that personal growth time, you will definitely be seeing a shift for yourself, because of the confidence, because of the activity you're in, because of how you're sharing. People may say to you, something's new about you, and that's that growth. That's the personal growth, because you are not going to be the same person when you start your business as you move through your business. And that happens because of the personal growth, because of the sharing, and because of all the activity and the people that you meet and the people you surround yourself with. So, this journey, actually, it's an amazing journey. And for yourselves, I'd just be curious to kind of open it up now and just see if anybody has your thoughts about where you started and where you are, and maybe how this could help shift you, or how you've had conversations with your teams around this. If anybody would be willing to open up.
I'll open up. All right.
Hey,
So
Tina.
I needed to hear this today. So I am skirting between biking and hiking. There's some weeks I'm biking, other weeks I'm hiking. I need to bike and dance. Those are
Yeah.
the 2 I want to go between. But I also, like, on a piece of paper as you're presenting it, it makes it sound really easy to choose these paths, and it's not. And that's it's gonna, because as the personal growth, as some of us already know, it's hard as we come into the personal growth, and that's when you have to dig in your heels and not give up no matter what. I'm working on not obsessing on the numbers as much, and just keep doing the activities, because the numbers will rock me sometimes and we want to give up, and I'm sure we've all been there. I know I have. So I have to just dig in my heels and keep biking and start dancing more.
Thank you.
This was a reality check. Thank you for sharing this today.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Marianne, you unmuted. Did you have anything?
It's just very much like Tina said, like I can see where throughout the course of my business, I've been at every single step along this path. you know, like I remember dancing and loving it. I remember, you know, hiking. And I agree. I'm definitely more in the hiking, biking realm right now, just because of a lot of the personal growth and like finding where I can really love everything. So I'm dancing
Mhm.
with what I dance with, I guess.
Well, like authentically, right? Because
Right.
I mean, it's comfortable because it's comfortable to be in hiking and biking. I
Yeah.
don't, you know, we don't have to put ourselves out there too much. I start dancing and people are like, what are you doing? Right? People are like, what are you doing? Which can tend to cause us to push ourselves down a little bit, right? So we have to be confident in ourselves and have that consciousness that we're doing this because we're sharing it because we want to give this gift away, right?
Yeah.
So that personal growth piece is just so important at every single level here, and it never ends either, right? Yeah, Kristen.
Okay. So this is awesome.
Okay.
Loving this, loving this. And I'm loving hearing Tina and Marion reflect and how important it is for us to kind of revisit this type of, you know, table chart of where we're at in our business, because we do it when we first start, right? When we first get started, we follow this checklist in this system, and then we just kind of go. But you know, having this type of check-in with ourselves is so beneficial, so beneficial. So thank you for going through all this, because it really was helpful. But I also want to circle back to every single one of these levels, and our business is our personal responsibility, right? Like how, like what personal responsibility are you taking for, you know, the reality of where you are in your business versus where you keep telling yourself where you are in the business? And you know, sometimes the numbers are needed because they're a mirror for us of what's going on in our business. Like sometimes we need to be checked in that, you know, how much responsibility am I really taking in sharing this opportunity without caring what other people think? How much responsibility am I taking in caring and sharing these products and why they exist without caring what people think? How much responsibility am I taking in inviting people into this community, into this journey? Because I I I have to own that I know that not all parts of this journey has been easy, and it hasn't always been fun. You know, personal development is work. Like, you know, you got to like be willing to see yourself in ways that, you know, the rose-colored glasses don't always mask, you know, us from seeing our truth. And having to look at our lives and say, there are some things in my life that I'm actually not very happy about. Arbonne is this tool that allows me to change what I don't like in my life. Am I willing to take that responsibility to do that? You know, and that's why Arbonne, on paper, it sounds great. You know, like there's so many of us that are walking around as proof of what a gift this business is, from your health and your wellness and your income and your time and all of that. But how much responsibility are you willing to take in the reality of where you are versus where you want to go? You know, and this is so important for us to have these types of check-ins with ourselves and be able to say, like, am I really taking being a responsible Arbonne consultant, not just for myself, but for other people as well? Because the reality is, I don't know about you guys, I didn't know until I knew.
Right.
And I didn't know until somebody else told me that this existed. And I was the person that said no at first, multiple times. So, how much responsibility are you taking in owning what this really is, and being that for people, and I think that and just one more thing to what you were saying, Denise, is like, the personal development is so important, but so is the activity.
Yeah.
Like the activity, it will be your best teacher. It will be your best teacher, and you have got to be in activity, and we can't be hiking and biking if the activity is easy.
Right.
Your
Got to
business,
do the hard work, right?
yeah,
We
your
have to do the
business
hard
can't
work.
grow from where we're comfortable.
Mhm.
You have got to be willing to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because the rewards that come from that space, when you're willing to take personal responsibility for yourself, for your activity, for your business, for your personal development, and for your life, it comes in so quickly. But it's that shift in true ownership of it all. So thank you for everything that you shared today.
No, thank you. Karen, did you have any thoughts?
I do. And first, Denise, thanks for the training this morning. And I've so appreciated all of the women's comments, because I definitely can see my journey through all of these steps. And I sort of view it as there's a mountain to climb, and we go through peaks and valleys, and sometimes the valleys are really low. And that's when we find ourselves being personally challenged to whether we want to remain even in Arbonne or change something in our life. And that's when it smacks us.
Mhm.
And I just have come off reading a really great book, if you haven't read it, by John Maxwell, which is Putting Your Dream to the Test. And there's 2 chapters that truly have stuck at me. The first one is the cost chapter, which talks about, are you really truly willing to make the cost to reach your dreams? Because it could be the people that are telling you you're not going to reach it. It could be the rejection you're feeling from the business. It could be, I just don't want to do this because I don't have time, or I'm putting my other personal stuff as the priority of time. And I think that's the one thing. I mean, I've been in the business 15 years and I've been through all the cycles with it. And Denise has heard me say, like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. But I was a lifer day one. So we laugh when I say that.
We laugh.
But I have truly, after rereading this in the last couple of weeks, gone, Karen, it's time to step up and not let the cost of this turn you away from what we have to help people. And that's when I also circle back to looking at my why. And my why over 15 years, it started with 1 bullet item, and now it's 5 bullet items, and maybe even 6, because of some of the dreams that I never even knew about how to dream. I mean, I'm definitely one of those people that nobody ever taught me about, what would you really like to do with your life, Karen? I was on a path that this is what the family said and got. So the cost issue is really good. And then also in this book is a chapter on tenacity with perseverance. And that's a really good one, because people want to step away for whatever reason. But Jerry Rosenthal, in his training on this, he said, and this just so hit me, which is, people will only leave this business because of something within themselves. It's not because of Arbonne. It's not because of our great products. It's not because of our philosophy. It's not because of our company. It's not because of what we can do to help people. It's something within them. And so I think your point, Kristen, about the professional development is looking within and not being afraid to look within, because I think we've all hit that point too, where we've looked within and it scares the heck out of us, right? Like, because all of a sudden you wake up and I go, geez, I need to clean up this mess over here, but I have to share Arbonne, and this comes back to last week. Arbonne has changed my life so much that I am a different person. I'm a better person, I believe. I'm a more kinder, compassionate person. I'm a more helpful, serving person. I'm a more grateful person. And without that vehicle of Arbonne, I can honestly say I wouldn't be who I am right this second. And I think people don't realize when we bring them in that that's what can happen to them, that you can go through a metamorphosis, that you can create anybody of who you want to be right now. And we just need to share that. I mean, I didn't know where my journey was going. It hasn't gone as fast as I wanted it to go in the right way, but that's okay too, because I'm living my journey. Even though I have the goal to be MVP, I'm living the journey. And you know what? As someone said the other day to me, if I don't get the goal, would I regret the journey? And absolutely I would. So those are my 2 cents, 3 cents for this morning.
That was amazing. It was amazing. Thank you, Karen. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
And I think with what Krista said and you have said, when we also, so we're looking at this for ourselves, right? Because we've personally developed. But think about as you're bringing people in that may not have that capacity, okay, to look at themselves and have that compassion, love them where they're at, right? And we say that so often, but truly love them where they're at. Think about yourself and ourselves, the journeys that we've all taken to get to where we are and the work that we've done. If somebody's not willing to do that for themselves, it's okay.
Yes.
And they can still be strolling and they can still be biking and hiking. It's still, they're on an Arbonne journey. They're going to change no matter what, whether it's because of the products, whether it's because of training, but everybody's journey is different. And I think we really, truly have to be just have that consciousness around where each individual is within our businesses and appreciate everything that they're bringing to our business.
And just to add to that point, because that was awesome. You have to have this conversation with them when they first get started, because you have to honor where they say they want to be in this business. And you can't expect people to be where you want them to be in this business, right? And so it's such a responsibility on our part to have this conversation and honor where the person says, even if you see their potential, we have to honor where they say that they're at. And the thing is, like, if you do that, you create the space that allows them to grow into more what you do see, but it's not our job to grow the person. It's their job. So that was a great point. Thank you, Denise.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any other comments before we close? We want to be cognizant of everybody's time. Thank you all so much. Wishing you the best day and week ahead. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week. All right, everybody. Take care. Have a great day.
Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.